Welcome to another video on my channel. In today's video we are looking at the 4-4-2. In this video I'm going to go through the type of players you want in the team. So for example, what you'd want at left mid, what you'd want at striker, centre mid, defence, etc. We're going to look at the actual tactics, so like what defensive style am I using, constant pressure, am I using drop back, what offensive style, the numbers on them, and then I'm going to go through all my instructions. I'll give you some different options based on how you might like to play. So it's going to be able to, you're going to be able to customize it a little bit to suit you more. And then I'm going to show you some gameplay clips that actually show the formation, how it plays, and how you guys should be using it. I've tested it out in division rivals. I'm like 2,100 skill rating at the moment. I want to say it now before I get the silly comments in here. Yes, this team is obviously very good. If you're wondering as well why Mbappe and CR7 are not in the right positions, I just bought Pele, so I need to sort the positions out for Kem. I've not used Pele yet. I will be streaming later tonight with this team, so please tune into one of my streams, Zelonius 92. But the point comes that I was saying, don't just say, oh, it's easy because you've got this team. Yes, having a good team helps, but I promise you, you'll be able to use this tactic with a worse team. I've used this tactic in draft 3 or 4 times now with the 4-4-2 and won every single time. I just think the 4-4-2 is a really overpowered formation this year for lots of different reasons. Its main strengths tend to be it covers all areas of the pitch, it's very balanced, you have 2 strikers, which is always nice 1-2s, and because this game is so much about pace and counter-attacking, 4-4-2 is brilliant because the left mid and right mid give you pace out wide to stretch teams, especially if they push the fullbacks up at all. And then you have 2 strikers. If they leave any gaps in behind, you can play nice, quick, easy through balls to them. I love this formation. This and the 4-2-3-1 are my 2 go-to formations right now. I still want to test the 3-5-2 out, maybe a bit more of the 4-3-2-1 and the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. But right now, 4-4-2 and the 4-2-3-1 are the ones I recommend. If you want a more defensive formation that's going to help you defend a bit, keep the ball a bit more, then I'd check out the 4-2-3-1. I did a video on that last week that lots of people have said helped them lots, so I'll link that to you in the video here. And then if you want a more balanced, counter-attacking, better attacking formation in general, then the 4-4-2 is for you. Let's get into the actual tactic, boys. Okay, so you can see I've got a few options. So at the moment, my defensive option is the 4-2-3-1. It's not really defensive, it's just a bit more of a possession tactic. If I can see someone I'm playing really well, I'm struggling against, it's just a bit more conservative, I guess. The 4-2-3-1-2 is my all-out defence tactic, so when I'm trying to see out a game late on, if I'm winning and they're putting a lot of pressure on me, or they might have applied the team press. That is a tactic I'm not 100% sure on yet. It is a video that I'm going to release in the next week once I've got it sorted. I think I'm decent at defending on this game, but a lot of people are struggling. So once I've got that formation sorted, I will make that video next week. The 4-4-2 attacking, that's the main one I'm going to show today. But then my all-out attack to get back into a game if I'm losing late on is also the 4-4-2, and we'll explain both of these in this video. So, defensive style, balanced. If you were really struggling with pace, you might not have as good a team as mine. I will say one thing, that having a good team does help, like simply in the sense of dealing with pace. If you don't have Van Dijk or Varane who have high 70s, low 80s pace, you have centre back to 60 pace, it is going to be a struggle. So lower the depth, maybe even go drop back if you're really struggling. I do think ideally you want to be playing balanced on this game, because drop back on this game just offers no pressure and makes it even easier for them to play through balls. I don't think you should be going any higher than 5 depth unless you're really chasing them, really trying to press them late on. I don't think the pressing other than constant pressure is actually that good on this game. But 4 depth seems to give a nice balance of pushing up enough that you can press still with balance, but also not dropping too deep that you're inviting too much pressure and giving too much space up, because the attacking AI is so much better this year that if you give your opponents too much space and time on the ball, they will punish you. The offensive style, the only one that I generally like in normal play is balanced. I use 7 width. The 4-4-2 is so good at stretching your opponents, and when you get to my instructions, one thing that I really like that I don't think people utilise enough is the left mid and right mid. I put them on stay wide, and what that does is when they're on stay wide, they seem to take the left back and right back, who should be marking them, because nearly everyone uses a 4 back, and they kind of mark the left mid and right mid, but that means you've got 2 strikers against 2 centre backs. And if you can get one of your midfielders forward with a 1-2, you can outnumber them and have lots of space in the middle to exploit. So I like high width, stretches teams, getting behind. Players in box, I have it on 5. If you feel this is a bit too attacking, you can maybe lower it to 4 or 3. I think 3 might be a bit low. Or if you think that you're not getting enough players in the box, maybe you can mess around the instructions or put players in the box 6. I don't change the corners or free kicks from more than 1, because I just think at that point you just get counter attacked too easily. The strikers are on stay central, getting behind, stay forward. That's not how this team. I've swapped the players around, so yeah, that's how this team would be. In game, you could put CR7 as a target man. If you want him to drop a little bit more, hold the ball up, play through balls in behind to your wingers, CR7 could be good at that. I like getting behind personally in the 4-4-2 because it's a very good counter-attacking formation. In the 4-2-3-1, I use the number 1 striker as the target man, but in this, I like getting behind. We have default on all the centre mid options, but cover centre because the wings are already covered. One thing I would say is if you are struggling as well defending in this formation, but you do like the attack, you can always go and change to the 4-4-2 second variation. It is literally the same, except for the centre mids drop into CDM. They might not get forward quite as much, but you still have 4 attackers, and they help a lot more defensively. On the wingers, I put basic defensive support because if you don't, then if you put stay forward, they literally act like out and out strikers almost, just out wide. And you do get a bit outnumbered in defence. If you're really struggling again, you can come back on defence. But for the counter attack, I don't want them constantly coming back, losing stamina, and not being up the pitch enough. Stay wide to pin the fullbacks, get the fullbacks out wide, getting behind because you're going to have pacey players there. So yeah, for the strikers, pace is vital. You want generally at least 4-star weak foot, but 3-star can be usable if they're good enough. High finishing, good dribbling's nice. I also think strength matters a bit more this year. For the wingers, pace. Weak foot's not quite essential. You can get away with 3-star. I really like the pace on this game, how it works out wide. Strength's not quite as important, but I like decent passing so they can do cutbacks. Lots of pace to get behind, and a bit of strength is kind of nice, but obviously then good dribbling. For the centre mids, it depends. I don't think you want 2 really attacking centre mids, so I won't be putting like a De Bruyne and Zidane. I think you want at least 1 defensive-minded centre mid or CDM if you're using the second variation, because it is really vital that you don't just have no defensive options and get outnumbered in this. Defending is still important. For the full-backs and centre-backs, we go stay back while attacking. For the defence, it's the same as any formation. You basically want quick, physical, decent, high defending stats, centre-backs and full-backs. Okay, let's look at the all-out attack. Constant pressure, get in the face, you need to score late on. High whip so they can't just stretch the play out wide. 10 depth, you want to get in the face, you don't want to give them any time. It's risky, but you're only using this when you're trying to get back into a game. Fast build-up I hate generally, but it's really good when you're using really high press, because if you win the ball high up, your players just instantly counter, which is what you want. And when you need to go fast, still high width, but not really high because you want a few more players in the middle. Loads of players in box trying to score. Gung Ho, we're going 5 corners, 5 free kicks. Yeah, stay central, getting behind, stay forward, get forward. Have them on cover centre. Yeah, cover centre on this one. I put Kante on stay on edge of the box because he's not the best in the air. I put Ballack get into the box because he's a good player in the air if it lands to him. Get forward, cover centre. Stay forward. It's the exact same options as my normal one, except for stay forward for the counter attack, and I put cut inside because I want them to have more chance of getting central for a goal, and then join the attack, and I try overlap on my fullbacks. So boys, those are the tactics, instructions. I explain what type of players you need. Let's get into some gameplay clips so you can really see how it actually works and plays in game for you. Okay, here we're going to look at some clips from a Division Rivals game I played last night. So I'm playing at like 2,100 skill rating. These clips are going to show a mix of the defensive structure of this formation, how are you defending it, where the players will be, and then more importantly, how are you counter-attacking it, the patterns you get in this, and why it's such a good formation. So you can see here, we're defending, and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different men in the box. So the centre mids get back. The right mid and left mid, if you put them on comeback on defence, you can get them there, get him there. But obviously at the moment, I have them on basic defence as well. It helps a bit with counter-attacks and pressing a bit, but if you struggle with defending, just bring them and come back on defence. But you can see here how good it's for counter-attack. I like to ideally use the offside trap every so often to push up so I don't get too deep. Makes it harder for them to attack. And then control my CDM. See there, I control the middle bit. Got unlucky there, the ball went back to him. Stepped up with Varane, got the ball. And then from here, you do quick counter-attack. Straight out to the winger. I do a 1-2 in the midfield. And you can see here, a little scoop turn, just how quick the counter-attack is. I've gone from defending on the edge of my box 5 seconds ago to having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against 6. A 5v6 counter is a pretty good opportunity. Here I get a bit lucky, like, that was a bad touch. I should have done a running fake shot. But Garincha being very good, works still. But this is what I'm talking about. The midfielder's there. Left mid's pulled the right back out there, so the right back can't get in there. And then from there, I mean, we'll watch that back again, because sometimes when I pause out here, the software just goes a bit dodgy. Get a bit lucky there. But then, nice pass by Garincha. Great touch by CR7 and pass. And then the AI is so much better this year that it makes the two up front even better because they just make good runs off each other. Quick pass there, quick finish there. Nice, easy goal that gets me off to a great start in this game. One of the issues you can occasionally have in the 4-4-2 is that you're a bit vulnerable to counter-attack sometimes. So I try to do my absolute best to be very careful about not getting caught out and just doing stupid defending, basically. The two CDMs, or centre mids, depending on which variation you're playing. I was playing the centre mid variation here. If the centre mids, they don't drop back quick enough. If the CDMs, they drop back a bit more, but then you don't get as much in the attack. So you have to find the balance of which one works for you better. But as a flat back four, you always have the security of having basically one man to mark pretty much each of the attackers. If you get caught in the counter, it's the key is to time when to dive in, when to not. Because on this FIFA, with better AI runs, you don't want to give them loads of time, basically, to pick out a pass. And then here, this is where the formation thrives, the quick counter attack. One of the things that really works well in this formation is quick 1-2s. So just getting a quick one here. Ronaldo's going to make the run in behind, and this is just a really good way to exploit defences. You can see Ronaldo makes a great run straight away. Very nice pass by Garincha. And there, I looked to do the through ball, but I saw he switched, and I was pretty confident he was going to go up there. It's just a hunch. And then I go here, and Ronaldo was always going to have enough to beat them, and it would have been a penalty if this didn't work anyway. Square it. Nice, easy tap in. Again, the benefit of having two strikers. You saw that. Again, another goal where we've turned defending into a goal in about 10 seconds. I like to show you clips when I'm doing these videos that show you exactly how the formation plays, and I'm not going to always just show you every single goal I score and say this is the best formation ever. Everything I put on this channel is genuine. I see lots of videos where I know they've not even really tested the formation, like they've not even done clips from the formation. Like if you're watching a tactics video on YouTube, you want to see how it plays. I wouldn't be trusting a YouTuber if they're putting a video out with a tactic and formation that they've not even got clips from, that don't even show you how it plays or show you even proof that they've been using and it works. This one here I don't score from because I make a mistake. It's pretty stupid from me, but you can see how good the 4-4-2 is. It starts at left mid. Kante does this. Centre mid gets involved. Michael Ballack making the run. And now look there, Garincha, if I'd have turned quick enough, I could have through-balled Garincha there. He'd been able to run in and would have got in. But I don't. But that's the nice thing about the 4-4-2. I just have so many options. It makes it so hard for him to defend. You can see that even though the right back's not fully on Neymar out there, he still isn't completely covering me in the middle. Here, what I should do is I should scoop turn it and either shoot there or see if this defender's gone there. I just through ball it to CR7. Instead, I just don't turn properly and just do a silly pass. But the 4-4-2 opened up a lot of opportunities there, And if I'd have played a bit better, I would have scored, but you can see how good the 4-4-2 is there. Okay, this one here, if you look at the start of it, it starts with a free kick in my own half. So nothing's obviously on. There, I was doing a lot of 1-2s with the winger and the centre mid. That is a very good way of attacking in the 4-4-2. So I looked like I was going to do a pass there and go up there. He marks that, but instead I just bait him and just go down the line, and then I do it in the future, but instead of just doing a 1-2 straight away, because obviously Garincha's too close to the moment, I do a pass to Ballack, pass to CR7, so a little triangle. Triangles are a great way of beating the press, or beating people when they expect one thing. Garincha gets in, because he's had more chance to run off the ball, and here, what most people will do is they'll cut back there and look for a pass around here. I don't think that's always the best thing to do. Being unpredictable, mixing your attack up is 100% one of the most important things you can do. One of the best ways to take your game to the next level. So look here what I do with Garincha. I ball roll to look like I'm faking in. When people ball roll and they cut like that, people think you're going to cut like that. But instead, I keep going down the line, completely sells him, and in that position there, it's a little bit hit and hope. And I'll be honest, I was aiming at Mbappe to go there and try shoot there, but it comes off anyway. 2 strikes in the box, gives me more options, and a nice easy goal. That started at 49 minutes 31, I think, in my own half from a free kick. 4-4-2, very quick counter attack, very quick at breaking people down. Great formation. Okay, this clip here shows one of the most broken mechanics in this FIFA, but at the same time, it also shows again the counter attacking potential of the 4-4-2, and why, if you want to be better at attacking, want to be able to catch your opponents with pace and counter attacking, which is the meta this year, it's just the best way to play at the moment, the 4-4-2 is for you. You see here, defending, get my CDMs, Kante, and that's Kante there. That's Ballack. I get confused with Ballack and Virgil on the video sometimes, but that's Ballack. He's pressing there, Kante's pressing there. It's still pretty good defensively. Garincha's got in shape there. Press there. Yeah. For fuck's sake. Okay, this clip here is going to show one of the most just ridiculous broken ways of scoring on a FIFA I've seen. Maybe not quite as broken as some of the ways on FIFA 19, but yeah, this cross is crazy. I can't imagine this cross will survive the next patch or two. It's got to get patched, it's just crazy. It's the driven cross, that is RB and X or R1 and square on PlayStation. And it is literally, if you get into the position that I'll show you in this video, and you press these buttons, it doesn't matter if you're playing the cross with someone with one crossing and one weak foot, it'll work. You do need to have assisted crossing on, so definitely change that in your settings. But yeah, watch how I cross it. You can see here again the 4-4-2, very nice counter attack. There, Ballack spreading the ball out. I go there backwards with Garincha, quick 1-2. There, Garincha there with the 1-2, especially with the AI movement this year. It's just so easy there, and if you have some good playmakers, you can make some crazy through balls on this year's game. And then there, now this position, you can't see it properly because of my webcam covering it, but you basically want it to be that there's no one in between the crosser and these men. So if your men get in front of the defence, you do this cross. Obviously, he could have blocked it, but I saw him slide, so I just lifted it over him. But let's imagine that defender's not there, because this does open up quite a lot in games. You do lots of power on the R1 square cross, and watch what happens. It just locks on. That is so fast. And then you don't even aim the shot. You just press shoot, and it just seems to fly in. Weak foot volleys, crazy finishes. It is an insane technique of scoring, and it's guaranteed goals at this point. I'm fairly certain it will be there still on the first weekend league. It could be patched before, but EA don't really give us warning about patches. But it's great in the 4-4-2 as well. The 4-4-2 is so good for it. And even if it does get patched, crossing is still really good on this game, especially once you get good at manual heading. And those type of positions will open up quite a bit, and you'll get lots of chances to cross. So the 4-4-2 is really good for that as well. Boys, I hope this video has helped you. Hope you've been able to see how the 4-4-2 is such a good formation, because it can be good defensively, but it's also amazing at counter-attack and using the pace, which is so key in FIFA 21. I appreciate you watching this video. Let me know if there's any other formations, tactics videos, tutorials, player reviews, squads, etc. that you want me to do. Make sure you check out my Twitch stream. I appreciate you all. Hope you're having a great time on FIFA 21. I'll see you in the next one.